Welcome back to the competition series with your host, Rich Robinson. I am the current world drug-free bodybuilding champion. Again, I do have problems remembering my own title because it is quite long. Okay, so hopefully you've taken a look at week 20. Hopefully you haven't come straight from week 20 to week 18 because you'll notice not a lot's changed, okay? That's because we kind of hashed up the first one and we had to redo it. But we're back on track now. We're going to take a scientific approach to your dieting. Why are we doing that? Well, it's a bit to do with my background, okay? Not only do I come in and lift weights and diet a little bit, but my background's actually as a teacher and an educator, okay? I worked for years coaching and training personal trainers, and I'm a college lecturer, okay? So everything I do, I base on research, scientific background and scientific development. So what we're going to do is try to standardize your workout and standardize your diet, because what we do is narrow up variables. Variables mean how much things change up and down. If we can narrow variables, then whenever we change something, we can see whether it's actually working or not. So the first thing you need to do is write down your workout. Now, next bit's going to freak you out a little bit, okay? And that is, for the next 20 weeks, 18 weeks, you're going to stick to that same weight workout. Can't do that. What's going to happen? I'm going to lose all my muscle. I'm not changing to 400 different exercises. Okay? Your diet period, what you want to do is maintain the muscle you've got. Grow a little bit if you can, but maintain it, okay? And the way that we're going to know if you're maintaining your muscle or not is your strength. Now, if you start off being able to bench press 120 kilos for 12 reps, and you finish 3 weeks out being able to bench press 120 kilos for, was it, what did I say, 10 reps? I think it was, well, 10 reps anyhow. Well then, if you've got the same strength profile, you cannot have lost muscle, okay? It's that simple. You can't lift the same weight and have less muscle. You may look completely different. You may be 2 stone lighter on the scales. You may think, I'm so small, I'm so tiny. I'm sorry, the stark reality is, that's how big you were. You're just covered with some nice fat, okay? So that's what we're going to do for all your exercises. So you had to write that out because that's what we're going to stick to. Over the next 8 weeks, okay, 6 to 8 weeks, till about 12 to 10 weeks out, I am going to allow you to try and get stronger. So you've only got 6 workouts or 8 workouts for your chest to get as strong as you can, okay? To get improve in that weight training. Once you're 10 weeks out, you do not try and beat your weight, because basically you've got this risk and reward ratio. By trying to actually lift more reps, you're causing more micro tears, and whenever you're dieting hard, that will lead to injury, okay? So the last 10 weeks, I don't care how you feel, we're going to maintain that strength the whole way through, okay? So that's the importance of doing that. Next thing that we're going to look at is our diet, because let's be honest, we need to change that up to get you on stage. Now, if you've had a good off season, 2 things should be happening. 1, that's where you worry about getting as strong as you can. Okay, you don't start worrying about your strength whenever you start dieting, you worry about that in your off season. The second thing that I always try and do in my off season is try to eat as much as possible without putting on weight, okay? So if you take a look below, you'll see my current diet, okay? That was me eating as much as I physically could without my weight creeping up the scales. I got up to about 400 grams of carbs a day, and it's my carbs that I'm going to vary. This year, my protein intake's an awful lot lower, but we'll talk about that more in the next video, okay? So, take a look. You want to be eating as much as you can, but from now on, we're going to start doing tweaks. So my current weight is 84 kilos. That's where I'm starting at, and we're going to start coming down. So my first thing that I'm going to do for the next week is just clean up my diet, okay? In other words, take out my flat whites, my lattes, go back to flipping espressos, oh the joy, okay? So just little things. We all know that we can't have a chocolate bar a day, so get rid of that. I'm not trying to cut calories, I'm not trying to do anything too fancy, I'm just going to clean my diet up. First part of homework is, I need you to weigh yourself 1 morning a week, okay? It's whenever you get up, you take a pee, you step on the scales, okay? Now, I want you to do the same morning every week, only once a week, okay? I usually pick a Thursday because for me, Tuesdays, Wednesdays are exactly the same. I train the same, I eat the same. It's not like I'm out or, you know, I'm going out for food or anything like that. So they're pretty two boring days. So I know Thursday morning, week after week, is pretty much the same. And I want you to do the same. Pick one day a week, weigh yourself on it, okay? From that weight, we're going to judge whether we start making changes. Second thing I need you to do is standardize your diet, okay? So you need to start eating the same amount of foods at each meal. Again, this is all to do with you. I can show you below what I'm doing, but that's not relevant to what you're doing. Because this is a competition series, I'm sorry, you have to start counting calories, not calories, but you need to start counting how many grams you're eating per food, okay? I don't care what your carbohydrate is at the moment, but it needs to be the same amount throughout the day. So, homework, go write it, okay? Don't forget, subscribe, like, scroll below if you want to see my current diet, current training program. Don't forget your homework. See you in 2 weeks. You know, equate it up because you need to give yourself 1% per week roughly to get down. This is for a person between 80 and 100 kilos, okay? We can work with about 1 kilo loss a week, maximum, okay? You also have to give yourself 2 extra weeks on top of that time scale. You're going to get sick, you might get injured, okay? You need to give yourself an extra couple of weeks just for things to go wrong. And ideally, another 2 weeks on top of that, so you're ready about 10 days out. So the last 2 weeks to the competition, okay, you can decide one of two things. Are you going to let the plane glide in, or are you really just picking a spot in the mountainside and crashing the bugger, okay? So, take a look at the body fat chart. If you're at 16%, you know you need to get to 6. That gives you 10 weeks. Plus an extra 4, okay? So that gives you an idea about how long you actually need to diet for. Now, myself, like I said, the